We are facing two pandemics in the world right now, and one is COVID-19, and the other is the toxic infection of political hypocrisy related to the disease that's basically caused by the Republicans. We can't be precise about how the first one will turn out, but we know exactly how the second one will play out. Um, you can see it in an election cycle away. If COVID-19 continues in some variation, the same politicians who fanned its spread by resisting the public health mandates will be the first to condemn the Biden administration for not ending it. It's a callous, even dangerous strategy. The question is, are Americans so inoculated to shameless hypocrisy and opportunism that this will work? Leading the list is Florida's Republican Governor Ron Dumbass DeSantis, who's so extreme in his views and political ambition that he sued cruise lines from imposing sensible COVID-19 health rules. Paul Krugman documents the dumbass DeSantis' recklessness in this week's New York Times. More than 10,000 Floridians are hospitalized, 10 times the number in New York, which has about as many residents. In an average of 58 Florida residents are dying each day, compared with 6 in New York. The dumbass DeSantis has steadfastly refused to take a hard line on jabbing arms with vaccinations, but you can bet that he'll punch away at Biden. The state Tennessee has sent its farmers nearly $500,000 to vaccinate cattle against respiratory diseases and other maladies, but the Republican Governor Bill Lee, who won't incentivize humans to get the COVID vaccination. The bad news for Tennesseans is that the state has experienced a 250% increase in COVID cases in the last 2 weeks alone. The good news is that the cows are doing okay. If South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem critiques Biden's COVID response, remember that she refused to order people to wear masks and even expressed doubt about the effectiveness of them. This week, she told the Associated Press that she has no plans to ratchet up her messaging to urge people to get a COVID-19 vaccination. Her rationale for it: she believes that her messaging has reached a saturation level where people start to tune you out. I'll wager a Long Island pizza against a South Dakota bison burger that her philosophy and saturation levels won't apply if she runs for president. When Texas Governor Greg Abbott attacks, recall his executive order prohibiting local governments and state agencies from mandating vaccines and strengthening a prior order prohibiting local officials from requiring the face masks. When Senator Tom Cotton, a Republican from Arkansas, offers his plan to manage the disease, rewind to this breathtakingly accurate statement. I think it was meant as a criticism on faux news. If you just turn these decisions over to a bunch of public health bureaucrats, of course the only thing they're going to consider is what they think is in the best interest of public health. So yeah. Which brings us to Senator Ted Cruz, a Republican from Texas, who last week bragged on Poe. He basically said he introduced a legislation in the Senate to ban vaccine passports and to ban the government saying, we're going to issue a document to make sure you've had a vaccination. He basically introduced legislation to end the mask mandate on airplanes. It's crazy that airplanes are mandating mask mandates. It doesn't make any sense, and Democrats are opposing this because they believe you don't have a right to make a choice for yourself. That's not what they said at all, you fucking dumbass. Cruz says that this is all about freedom, which it's not, but don't kid your fucking self. If this were all about true libertarianism, the senator would have offered companion legislation to ban other limits on freedom, going through airport metal detectors, not smoking on planes, giving vaccinations to children to protect them against measles, mumps, and rubella, DWI laws. I fully understand that hypocrisy is often the staple of a good political message, and that neither political party has a monopoly on it. But this is fucking different, and this is like watching a house burn down, then blocking the fire department from fucking responding, then blaming the firefighters for not responding quickly enough. This being so feverish with any presidential or electoral ambition that you're willing to risk increased infections, hospitalizations, and fatalities among those you represent. In fairness, there are many reasons for increased infections, and not just about the callous the strategic position of the presidential candidates, but if you have actively and steadfastly blocked President Biden from reducing the COVID infections in your state, you have forsaken the right to criticize him credibly when the infections increase. But last week, Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey had told a Birmingham reporter that it's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, and not the regular folks. It's the unvaccinated folks that are letting us down. She also said folks are supposed to have common sense, but these inbred rednecks who support Donald Trump basically have no common sense at all. So our leaders and our governor have the common sense to do this. So if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RVW King, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out.